What's up, guys, and welcome to the Mac Eastland vlog. I am Kenny Mac, half of the Mac Eastland family, or at least my wife is the other half of my better half. So I thought I'd do a quick little video on my takeaway of being on Cabilao Island for about a month. All right, so let's see, I pretty much spent the whole time with my wife's family. We didn't do anything on the resort or anything like that. We did spend a few times in the city and stayed at a friend's house. But other than that, all of our time was done there on the island. And so it was a few things that I just kind of noticed with the way of life there, and it was just really amazing, and I fell in love with the island and I fell in love with the people. All right, so my first takeaway is that it is a simple life. I mean, I don't think it can get any more simple. There's no real industry or anything on the island, and just in general, people fish and farm to feed their families. I mean, there's a few stores like sorry stores and things like that, and I'm pretty sure people do like different work or things of that nature, but in general, as an industry, there's no industry on the island. And so it just kind of lends itself to just a level of simplicity that's like almost unbelievable. It's like wow. And so yeah, so that was my first takeaway, was just the level of simplicity on the island that I fell in love with. Okay, so my second takeaway from being on Cabilao Island is the resilience of the people. Let's see, last December they were hit by this major typhoon, and the eye of the typhoon pretty much literally went over the island of Cabilao, and their island was devastated and they were without power. Interesting enough, they didn't get their power back, I believe, until June of this year, from December of last year. But these people were resilient. They went on about living their lives. I think the first few weeks were kind of hard and a little bit of a challenge, but in general, these people went back to living their lives. And it was like amazing to see the devastation of the island as I kind of walked and did things, and to see that people were still happy, people were still enjoying themselves, and they were still doing the things that, you know, that people do. And that was amazing to me. And so the resilience is just incredible. I know here in the United States, if we lose our power for a day, or if we lose our power for just, I don't know, if we lose our power probably for even just a few minutes, it's like our lives are just destroyed and devastated. But these people, they went back to living their lives, and even with a level of happiness and joy that would be almost unbelievable, or you wouldn't be able to find here in the United States. Okay, so along with that resilience, it was kind of interesting because these people celebrate everything, and so that kind of goes along with the life aspect of things. Things that, you know, we wouldn't normally think about are just really interesting. So let's see, for instance, my wife likes to celebrate month anniversaries. That's something, you know, you might do a little bit here, but after a while it kind of changes. And then from there, one of the other things, I mean, birthdays, of course. And one of the things that kind of caught me off guard was they like to celebrate, they'll celebrate people's passing. And so days that family members have passed and died, those days will still be celebrated. I mean, it might coincide with somebody else's birthday, which is really, really interesting. And so birthdays, funerals, I mean, anything that just gives people a reason to celebrate, these people will celebrate. And it's so refreshing and it's so exciting to see people do these things and come together as a community. And that's another thing that kind of my takeaway. Their community aspect of things is amazing. Even being part of religious organizations here and different clubs and groups and things of that nature, their sense of community is just outstanding compared to what I've ever seen or what I've ever experienced. And it's like just it's like, I don't know, it's awesome to even feel like I'm, you know, remotely part of this community, you know, even going forward as me and my wife build our lives there on the island. my next takeaway, I feel like food is love. And I had to think about it because I felt like my mother-in-law was like feeding me so much. I mean, granted, I'm not a little guy, I'm a big guy. But, you know, I would, you know, tell my wife, you know, like, tell your mom to make my plates a little smaller because I'd be so stuffed and so full. But after a while, after I kind of thought about it, I kind of feel like that was like a sense of love. And so a lot of times I know that we equate love with food. And so that's kind of how what I took it as her mom was kind of like showing me love. Okay, and my last takeaway from being on the island for a month, and it's a funny takeaway, is they leave their goats everywhere. I promise, I feel like there would like always be just random goats on the side of the road. And so I believe a big part of it, what it is that they'll find a place or where a bush or grass or something, I guess, that their goats graze on, and they would just put their goats on the side of the road for their goats to graze. And so I thought that was kind of funny and really interesting. But my time on the island was incredible, and it's actually there's no place that I'd rather be, and I'm looking forward for my time back there. I'm sure there's more takeaways, but these were just some of the takeaways that just kind of came to mind just initially and just off the bat. But yeah, so I think there's definitely a difference between city life, Providence life, and island life. And I definitely love the island life and being part of a small community where pretty much everybody knows each other. I guess that's another takeaway. You know, when you're on a small island community like that, pretty much you do know your community. And so there was a time that we had walked across the island, and it seemed like my wife had stopped and talked to everybody that we passed because she knew everybody that we passed. And so they were either extended family or just people that, you know, she's known for over the years. And I thought that was pretty amazing. I thought that was pretty fun. I think she told her mom it's a good thing I don't know the language because I'd probably be out somewhere talking to somebody in the community. But yeah, so I think that's it. Shoot. I'm not sure how many different takeaways I gave you from my thoughts of being on the island, but I really thank you guys for your support for our channel, and thank you for all the people that have left, you know, amazing and uplifting comments. We ask that you know, continue to like, subscribe, and comment, and you know, even check out like our affiliates down in the description, like Christian Filipino Connect, those kind of things, especially for those you guys out there looking for you know, a soulmate or to find your special Filipina. But with that being said, like I said, thank you guys for with that being said, thank you guys for joining me, and until the next time.